Ladies and gentlemen, it's CJ and welcome back to UG Capital Venture. I've been so busy that I'm going to have to give you all a more organic, more straightforward type of video where I let you know what I'm doing and I kind of keep you informed on my crypto journey, okay? With that being said, I looked at some of my old videos and I never really clarified how I invest as far as a percentage strategy. So it kind of looks like I just throw money at things. So I just want to make it very clear that I actually have a distribution, right? So I'm doing 50% of my money is going into very, very boring assets with no risk almost, right? Real estate, we're talking index funds, the boring stuff, the things that'll keep you safe and grow continuously, right? I've got another 30% that goes into medium risk. I'm talking individual stock picks that I've researched and I think are good picks, things like that. And then I've got another 20% that goes in high risk, which is going to be my crypto portfolio. Now, with that being said, I invest so aggressively because I know that I have these allocations. So my high risk portfolio, I'm okay with losing the whole thing. All right, because and that's just what makes sense to me, right? I take calculated risk and that's how I do it. So that kind of explains and clarifies some things for you. Now, I want to share some of my thinking and some of my approaches because and some of the things I'm doing going forward, just because I believe this is a great time to be buying. I just spent $20,000 actually buying and there you go, me throwing money again. But I actually just really, I'm really confident in what I'm seeing in the crypto markets, okay? I don't want to overcomplicate this at all. I think it's very simple. So here I'm showing you a very, very beautiful chart, the best chart you can ever see. All right, so this is a chart of Warren Buffett's net worth. All right, so I've always studied this ever since I was in college, and it tells me a story. If you look at the numbers and you look at the values, I extrapolate out what I must do and how I must maneuver, and it tells a story by looking at his numbers, right? So I learned a lot from that. But if you really pay attention, right, there are a lot of key investment opportunities that he took advantage of by studying undervalued stocks and positioning himself appropriately. Okay, I want to pinpoint something or like kind of highlight something. Let's look at the dot-com bubble. Okay, the dot-com bubble was one of those times that I was just I was jealous of everyone who lived through the dot-com bubble. Okay, what the dot-com bubble pretty much consists of is a bunch of people creating a .com, a literal domain, cars.com, cheesecake.com. Any business with a .com got money. Insane amounts of money, right? And anyone who invested in a business who had a .com, meaning a domain, made money. And it was that insane. And we've seen some stuff like that in crypto, right? Where if you have a blockchain or you have a crypto, that's it. Everyone gets money, right? There was a moment in time in crypto like that. And there still might be a few more of those moments to come in certain times of the market. Now, with that being said, if you look at this chart, this is the .com bubble. Goes straight up, crashes, right? So this is kind of what we see in crypto, right? It's these crazy opportunities. Everyone's excited, it's euphoria, and then it crashes and then it does all this stuff, right? But if you position correctly, if you chose the correct actual investments, you actually made a lot of money and you kept making money over time, right? A lot of these companies actually failed, went under. Some of these didn't even have products. But if you chose correctly, you did your research, you made a lot of money. Warren Buffett made money in these times, and a lot of the other investors made money in these times. If you extrapolate this over some of Warren Buffett's charts, it'll start to tell a story and also read his biography. Now, with that being said, let's jump to the NASDAQ today. So notice this chart is from 1990 to 2010. So if we go to 2010 on today, you'll see that the value of the NASDAQ is all the way down here, and this is where we are today, right? So I'm pointing this out to show that even with all of this noise, if you had just been investing in things that made sense, you would be unfathomably rich. You would literally be some version of Warren Buffett. You would be absolutely ridiculously rich if you had invested an appropriate amount of money, right? So there's two things. You have to get your earnings high enough to invest enough, and then you have to actually have the guts to invest after you've done your research, okay? I've done both of those, okay? I work really hard to make sure my money's high, and I definitely have the guts to invest at least 20% of my income, and I don't care if it goes away, and that's what I think is necessary, okay? Do whatever you want. Now, with that being said, Take a look at Cardano. I want to just point out Cardano first, right? If you look at the Cardano chart, you can see that Cardano is the max. The max on Cardano is $3, $3.10. It is sitting at 31 cents. We're talking a 10x down, right? Beautiful. If we take a look at anything, right? Let's take a look at Avalanche. I actually put 10,000 Avalanche 2 or 3 days ago. Max is gonna be 144 and it's sitting at $13. So we're talking about a 10x, right? It's a 10x down. So if you actually go and look at what's being developed on all of these chains, it's absolutely remarkable. Okay, I went and looked at AVAX. I was looking at some of the AWS deployments they have for the different nodes. I was looking at some of the different wallets. And it was just so fluid and so much better than it just was, right? Looking at, through the Cardano ecosystem, I'm seeing a lot of projects developing out, and I'm just seeing things develop out, and they're so much better than they were even when things were at the max like 2 years ago. So with that being said, these opportunities are just too obvious to me, right? Another thing, there are just some use cases in blockchain, right, that are just so, like when you actually look at these charts, right? When you look at these charts like the NASDAQ and you look at the dot-com bubble, we knew the reason this stuff had so much hype is because there was actually true intrinsic value. We just didn't understand what it was. So everyone was pretty much hype about everything, right? But there were some things that were actually truly valuable, and those guys went crazy. Those guys continue to make money. Right, that's the same thing with crypto. There are some value propositions that are just too good. When it comes to actually transfer of value, this transfer of value, meaning I can move value from this location to that location without a third party. When it comes to actually having proof of ownership, meaning without a third party, I can have a true 100% guaranteed proof of ownership, whether that be a digital asset or a physical asset. There's nothing that can do it better today. And when this happens, you get extreme hype and you get a lot of scams, you get a lot of noise. But at the end of the day, something real is developing, and you see this right here on this NASDAQ, and it's going to go straight up the stuff that's legit, right? So I think there are a couple that I think are legit for different reasons, and I'm diversifying in the ones that I think are legit. I think Cardano is going to be one of your most decentralized blockchains. So I think important things can flow here. Very decentralized, very secure, might be a bit slower, but that's fine because then we can have things like medical records or actually true identities, a lot of PII type things on Cardano, where Solana is very fast, AVAX is very fast, might be a bit less decentralized, or even near protocol, a bit less decentralized, right? But I can imagine things like proof of ownership of game assets and stuff on those kind of chains. So I think it's going to kind of distribute out, and everyone's going to have their holy grail, right? You have Ethereum for important things. Of course, you have Bitcoin. Bitcoin might just be the digital gold. There are a lot of different concepts there. But with that being said, there's just so much proof that that I think if you don't realize that this is going to be here to stay, you're absolutely insane. You're going to definitely regret it later. It's like pretty much saying that, the whole .com bubble was BS. Most of it was BS, but the true intrinsic value was not BS at all. It was a life-changing opportunity and a life-changing event. And it's quite obvious when you think about it, right? So with that being said, guys, I'm going to be giving you organic type of content. I'm really busy because I have to make sure that I do not miss these opportunities. We have opportunities that are so great, guys. My hands are shaking. I don't even know what to do. So I'm popping this video up. I've got to get back to work. Let me know what you think, all right? What do you think about my ideas here? Are you investing in crypto? Are you accumulating? Do you think we're going to see things like the kind of unfold like we saw in the .com bubble, like we saw in the real estate bubble? Or do you think this is going to be something totally different? I don't think it's going to be different at all. I think the opportunities are right in front of us. Some of the investments are going to fail. Some are going to succeed, but the winners are going to go all the way. And with that being said, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.